Jordan Spieth has won the coveted green jacket. He is the winner of the 2015 Masters, becoming the first wire-to-wire winner at the Masters since 1976. Here's a look at the final standings. Spieth shot 2 under today, finishes at 18 under overall. That it ties a Masters record. He beats Phil Mickelson and Justin Rose by 4 strokes. Mickelson, another second-place finish in a major. Joining us to break it all down, Jordan Spieth, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Justin Rose, everyone, is Neil Greenberg, fantasy stats blogger and sportswriter for the Washington Post. Neil, good to see you. If you could put Jordan Spieth's performance in perspective.
It was absolutely historic. No one has ever been 19 under par at the Masters at any point. He did that today. He finished 18 under. He became the second youngest winner at the Masters after Tiger Woods. And perhaps most impressive, when Tiger Woods dominated the course in 1997, it was 6,925 yards. This year, it was 7,435. So much more difficult, and just an overall amazing performance by Jordan Spieth. That
said, and not to take anything away from Jordan Spieth, because his last couple of years, and not to mention his last 4 weeks, have been incredible. I mean, he has, in his last 4 tournaments, he's finished first twice and finished second twice. That said, Tiger Woods did win by 12 strokes in 1997, but you still think this victory this year is more impressive by Spieth?
I do. I think that it was much closer. I mean, Tiger absolutely dominated the field, and Spieth had to fight. And we saw that on the 13th hole. He had just come off a bogey on the par 3-12. He hit his driver left. He could have played it safe. He had a comfortable lead. Instead, he hit the iron, got within 15 feet of the pin, just missed a putt for eagle, but ended up birdieing the hole. I mean, he was just calm, cool, and collected. And like you said, the first wire-to-wire winner since 1976. He had it all this tournament.
For those just learning about Jordan Spieth, because he really has burst onto the scene just in the last couple years since he became pro, what impresses you most about his game?
Like I said, he just was absolutely calm under pressure. You know, last year he finished second in the Masters. He had some gaffes that cost him the tournament. This year we saw none of that. I think at least some of the sentiments on Twitter were just waiting for him to implode a little bit, but he never did. He was able to hold off Hoffman early on. He was able to hold off Mickelson. I mean, he just absolutely dominated the field this year.
Tiger Woods, not a great first round. A much better second round, and even better third round before he tailed off a bit in the fourth round. What did his weekend tell you?
I mean, it was about as inconsistent as I thought it might be. He ended up 5 under par, had a little bit of trouble. He had 12 bogeys. He hurt his hand on the 9th hole today, and he hit a tree root, and I think his game was already kind of over before that point, but he was inconsistent. There were some flashes of brilliance, but overall, I think we can all agree that we've seen the best of Tiger, and that was a long, long time ago.
Rory McIlroy, by the way, who we see with Tiger right here, they had some interesting interactions on the course. Rory, who sort of inherited Tiger's the mantle here as the best player in golf if Spieth doesn't have it now. So Rory was, I believe, 3 over after 27 holes, a round and a half, and then he finished 12 under. I mean, he shot the last 2.5 rounds at 15 under par. He had sort of a wild tournament as well.
He did, and he came on strong. And look, he needs the Masters to get the career slam. He's a young guy. I'm certain that he'll get it. One of the things that hurts Rory McIlroy in the Masters is when he misses, he typically misses left, and that could be a real bad situation at Augusta. He'll get that under control. He'll figure out the hook, and then we'll see him get the career Grand Slam probably sooner rather than later. But yeah, he looked good at times. He looked dominating at times. He just the slow start, I think, is what really hurt him.
I know. What about Phil Mickelson?
He looked great. I mean, typically, once you're over the age of 40, you don't do well at the Masters, but he came on strong. There were times when I thought that he would actually catch or at least make it very close. He ended up tying for second, but he looked really good on the course. I don't think that we've seen his last green jacket either.
And why is it that Justin Rose seems to play? Justin Rose does not have a green jacket yet. He does have one major victory, but he always seems to play well at Augusta. Why?
I think it's just pattern to his game. I mean, you know, as long as you can drive the ball, that's going to be key, and then not kill yourself on putting, you have a good chance of at least making it into the weekend with a chance at winning, and that's what he does great.
Bubba had a bit of a disappointing tournament. Were you surprised by that?
I was a little bit, only because there was so much talk about Bubba-proofing Augusta after his dominating wins over the past couple of years. He's more of a boom or bust type player at Augusta. Seems like he wins and then he falters, then he wins and he falters. So next season we'll see how he does. But yeah, a little bit surprising considering he was one of the favorites coming in, but just was a non-factor for most, if not all, of the tournament.
And finally, Neil, I mean, a guy that was right near the top or at the top of the leaderboard for a while, Charlie Hoffman, he really tailed off, didn't he?
He did. He had a strong first round. He was right there, at least within striking distance, and then just fell apart. And I think, you know, when you're dealing with the Masters in these majors, there's so much pressure, and it really does kind of separate the contenders from the pretenders. He had a strong first round, but just couldn't carry it through for the other three.
Neil Greenberg from the Washington Post. Neil, really appreciate your time. Thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.